Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Namaskar. Welcome to Awakening with Brahma Kumaris with Sister Shivani.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister. Last time we were speaking about some a computer virus and a certain portion of the system which does not get corrupted. So what you meant was there is something in us which remains uncorrupted.
Yeah. The core of every being, which we called by different names, whether you call it consciousness, you call it spirit, you call it energy, you call it light. It's that core of the being which is uncorrupted. But sometimes there are so many layers on that core that we forget that I am the core, and then we're only looking at all those layers. And all these layers developed as different belief systems as a child while I'm growing up. Belief systems that I got from family, from environment, from my nationality, from my religion. Lot of belief systems. And many of them, we've just accepted them.
Even the sanskaras must be bringing in some belief systems.
It's a cycle. My belief system creates thoughts, thoughts create sanskars, and as will be the sanskars,
Again.
so will be the belief system. So we get into a cycle. Now there is a need to now
Correct it.
break this cycle.
But where is the correction should be taken
The
place?
belief system. We try to change ourselves at the level of personality. It was not possible. We try to change ourselves only at the level of thoughts. We said it's not possible. Negative just comes naturally, waste comes naturally. So we go one step before that. What is my belief system? A simple belief system. We've got so many. This is the most interesting game, that every day, as you see yourself behaving in a particular manner, just sit back and go backward into this cycle and say, this was my behavior. What was the thought behind it? Most important, what was the belief system behind that? And then change the belief system. The thought pattern, behavior will automatically change. A simple belief system. Anger is needed to get work done.
That's very common.
Common belief system. We're listening to it everywhere around us, and we're probably living our life with this belief system. Why? As a child, I've seen it. As a child, if my parents or the teacher or anyone had to get something done, had even to get me to study, the method that they would use would be
Anger.
anger. And that's where I learned. And how did I see myself responding? That if someone said it in a mild tone, I was not listening. As a child, I learned that if someone has to get something done from me, they use anger as the tool, and I do it faster. I live my life with this belief system, and then I use it with everyone, whether it's my children, my colleagues. I'm using that same mechanism, and then they adopt that same belief system. And it just goes on, and everyone seems to say, it's natural, this is how things work.
But tell me one thing. Supposing this I do with my staff, okay? But if I want to change today, do you think they will accept and they will listen, and then they will be working, or they will take me seriously when I'm not angry, or if I don't say the same thing firmly?
Okay, instead of putting ourselves in the position of the boss, let's put ourselves in the position of the staff. We were also staff once upon a time. We had someone who was senior to us. Even today we have someone senior to us, whether it's our parents or anybody. In society there are people senior to us. So how would we like them to be with us? Even we make mistakes. Everyone's making mistakes. And mistake just means we don't do things the way they think is right, is called a mistake. So we still make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, how would we want them to be with us? When they have to get something from us, how do we want them to talk to us? How would you want someone to talk to you?
Nicely, sweetly.
Not angrily.
No.
But that's the way work gets done.
That's what I felt so, or think so, or believe so.
And why do we like it? Because every being is a loveful being. And the way I like it if someone talks to me with love, similarly the ones who are working with me would like the same method. Who would like it
But tell
to
me
be
one
shouted
thing.
at?
Tell me one thing. I've seen in my class, I used to teach kids, and from the huts and the poor guy, they would laugh and giggle while I'm speaking, again giggle. The moment chup, and they would keep quiet. Because if you say that things can happen sweetly, softly, why do they go on and on and on till they have to shout?
It's a belief system both are working with. Even the children know that the parent is going to shout.
And
So
they wait till then.
They wait till that. And of course, create a
That
rule.
is what my question was
Yes.
with my staff. If I go home now and
Perfect.
go and change, so new Suresh Oberoi going home, I say, will you do this for me? Will you do this? Either they think I've gone mad, or there's something wrong with Saab, or they may or may not listen. So I want to be sure. What is going to be the result?
Experiment.
Okay, I have to experiment.
Yes. Experiment and go back and tell everyone, this is the way we are going to work, and come what may, I'm not using the weapon of anger. Come what may, I'm not using the weapon of anger, and we're still going to work. And when there's no anger, that means there's love. And it's not anger just verbal. You know, what we do is we don't get angry outside, but internally we are all agitated. Experiment says, if you do work with love, you don't have to get people to work for you. People want to work for you because you're radiating such beautiful energy
Not
to them.
necessarily, Shivani.
Absolutely,
Ben.
100%.
They don't want to work for you. Most of them, they want to work or pass time for money.
Okay, even if it's
just
for
want the
money.
salary.
But even if it's for money, they want to work with you. They want to.
Why? For money?
Because they're comfortable. Money they're going to get everywhere.
Not necessarily. Not,
If I
not
have
the same
two
amount.
options, if I have two options for a job, and both the options are giving me the same amount of salary, then I have money in both the places. So then I will
would
at least ask
choose-
myself where I'm going to be comfortable.
So I would choose a place where there's much more, less of tension.
So then, and less of tension means the leader of the organization would have to be.
A calm, quiet, stable person.
And more important is not what they would want, how they would be comfortable. That is secondary. How am I comfortable? Suppose you have a staff of 10 or 100 working for you. 100 people working for you, or 20 people working for you, or forget that, just 4 or 5 people in the house working for you. One driver, one person to cook the food, 2 or 3 people to look after the house, one person to look after the garden, 5 people to work for you. And I've adopted the belief system, anger is needed to get work done from these 5 people. Otherwise, they will be all laid back and set back. So I keep on using that tool of anger. So the belief is anger is needed, thoughts will be such, and so will be the personality. And every time my way of talking and my way of behaving is going to be with anger, because this is what gets people to get work done. Now, the gardener, the cook, the maid, the servant, the driver, every time you shout at them, or you use that slight energy of aggression or anger, how many times do they get it? Once. If I'm working for you and you shout at me, I get it once. Okay? And similarly, there are 5 people working for you.
They all each
one gets it once. And you get it how many times?
5 times.
More than that. Because every time you shout at me, you're creating the anger. You send that energy to me, and then how do I think about you after?
And then send me back.
Yes.
Whether you send me or not, it comes back.
It automatically does, because when you create anger and I receive it and I do not have the power to take care, I get hurt. And when I get hurt, I hold you responsible for my hurt. So how am I going to think about you?
If I think, Sister Shivani, if I think from your point of view, it's much better that the work is not done, is much better than spoiling myself and my health.
That's it.
Let the work go to...
That's it. But the work will not go anywhere. The work will
even
get...
then, in spite, even if the work is not done, if the dusting is not done properly, if the gardener is not okay, even if the food is not good, then it's not worth it.
That's reality.
I just forgot about this.
That's reality.
5 times.
5 times.
Okay, 5 times, supposing one person 3 times a day, 5 times one person only gets, he gets used to it by the evening, so he doesn't get affected the
At
second,
all.
third, 4 times.
Yeah.
But I am doing one person 3 times a day, 3 into 5, 15, 15 people, and then 15 into 30.
Back.
30
And now
back.
one more. It doesn't end there. Once you've done it 30 times in a day with them, then it's not restricted. Your personality is becoming like that because it's becoming your sanskar.
You'll do that with your driver.
You will do that with your family.
Taxi driver,
You will do
auto
it
rickshaw
with your
driver.
family.
I'll do with the lights, with the red lights. I'll do with the traffic jam.
It's become here.
Then I'll go to the office and get irritated.
It's your blueprint which is getting created.
So permanent.
Yes. Because I used that one belief system. Anger is needed to get work done. And work is getting done. Like you said, you say it politely, people don't listen, you just shout at them and they'll agree. Work will get done. What about the other damages that are taking place?
You're talking about damages? I'm calling them permanent damages.
They are permanent damages. Today, if someone has hypertension and they're taking medication for hypertension and you ask them, how many years since you're taking this medicine? 10 years, 15 years? What does the doctor say?
You
How
can't
long?
stop it.
Says,
Forever.
because it's a permanent damage.
And also they say once you started, you can't stop it.
Because you're not changing your way of thinking and behaving. You're only taking the medicine for the body. Now if you start taking medicine for the being, that is you change your thinking pattern, your belief system, even that medication will be stopped because the body will heal because the mind has healed. So I need to ask myself, one wrong belief system, destiny is changed.
So let's stick to this wrong belief system that anger or a stronger voice or something with authority gets work done. Authority means without love. I'm talking it bases anger.
Yeah.
So I, as Suresh Oberoi, have these qualities. How do I change? What is my first step?
First step is change the belief system. Anger is needed to get work done. Change.
This has almost changed because now I have realized that the damage is much, much more than my food the cook makes or my car which bangs or my gardener not working. So that I understand.
That's changed.
Number one.
Right. When the operating system said anger is needed to get work done, the thought that would pop up on the screen of the mind is, if they haven't done it properly, they have to be shouted at. They have to be shouted at. It is natural.
It's a must.
Yes. Now it will change. Yes, I have to get work done, but there's another way of getting it done, in which I will be protected, so will they, and then work will be done. Because now the priority will be the human resources, which is me and them, and not the work, not the car, not the garden. Just so that the lawn should be done properly, we are ready to dirty ourselves here. Just so that the car should be maintained properly. Let's say your driver's not taken care of the car. So the car is more valuable than me and the driver.
No, but it double loss, no? Car loss plus this loss.
So that's why priority, self-responsibility, then people, then objects, work. We've done it the other way around. Work has to get done. For that,
Work is worship.
Yeah, work is worship. When was work going to be worship? When the work was done in the right spirit and the intention.
Worship manner.
Yes.
The way you worship the deities or God, work.
That's
and
how
what
you
am I
work.
doing here?
Yes.
I am doing just the opposite.
A lot of people will say karma is yoga. We are karma yogis. So karma is yoga. We don't need to do any other meditation. Our karma is meditation, which meant remain in a meditative state and then do karma. That is karma yoga.
Yoga means connection. So be connected to the Lord.
Yes.
And
then do your karma. So how would your karma be? Not that we are shouting and doing karma and then we are saying this is karma yoga. So this is the belief system that needs to be checked. Now replace that belief system with work can be done with discipline and love. And come what may, my way of working now is going to be with discipline and love. There is no place for anger. So the next time situation comes, if by chance I get angry also, my perspective would not be at the driver or at the servant or whoever. I will say, okay, I made a mistake. Next time, again change. Once, twice, 5 times, 10 times, gone. It's over.
So let's start cleaning our slate.
That is what spirituality is for. Let's start cleaning all these acquired recordings and go back to that core, which is very pure and clean.
We don't even have to go back.
It's there.
Once you're clear,
It's there.
It's there.
Absolutely. So like this, there is a whole lot of belief systems. As a child, whenever we made a mistake, our parents would just stop talking to us for some time.
Yeah, let's
You know?
let us show them that we are angry.
This was a way of punishing. This was a way of making us feel guilty. And we learned. When someone makes a mistake, punish them. And we're still using that belief system.
At least make her feel, no?
Make her realize.
Realize, no?
Yeah. Now, when a parent stops talking to a child goes through immense guilt.
When a child?
When a parent stops talking to a child, even if it's for like 1 hour, a mother just ignores the child. And the child goes running after the mother, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And yet the mother will be like, this. And the mother thinks she's doing it for the good of the child. Child is going through guilt. We want the child to reform. Reformation needs energy. We are making him go into guilt. Guilt will never create the energy needed for transformation. It's a very, very challenging belief system. Punish the person. Make him feel guilty.
Is that guilt or realization?
Realization, yes, if you want someone to realize something. Okay, I've realized I've made a mistake, but now I need power to transform, no? I know I've made a mistake. I know I'm wrong, but I need power to transform. It's my sanskar. I've been carrying that sanskar from I don't know how many imprints. And suddenly, somebody tells me that yes, I need to change it, but just knowledge is not enough. I need power to be able to change that imprint which has been there on me for so long, and for which I, the being, will have to be powerful. But yet, what I get inflicted by from people around me is guilt, punishment, feeling that they are unhappy because of me, so pressure. From where am I going to get the power to transform?
We are doing everything on earth, we say that, to make our child happy. And we are showing our unhappiness so that he's happy.
Yeah. But he's not going to be happy.
Where's the logic?
Where's the logic? I want him to create powerful energy, and the energy that I'm sending him is the opposite. It's like I want my child to be healthy. We want our child to be healthy. But what's the food that we're feeding him?
Unhealthy food.
Yes. And then we're saying, why is he not becoming healthy?
But I can't understand, Sister Shivani, one thing, that on one hand, if you talk to anybody on earth, he says, I am doing this for my children's happiness.
Belief system.
But that is also, they honestly believe that. They want to do something. But the other belief system is wrong, where they are unhappy with the child, make him feel guilty, go through all this pain, and create some kind of, that another sanskaras can be created,
Yes,
no?
because every
for the
time,
child.
obviously it's
Every
a feeling
thought
of guilt. Every thought creates a sanskar, no? Every thought is like writing on that slate. So every time you're going to stop talking to me, for every time that I make a mistake, I keep on creating that imprint of guilt.
Engrave.
Yes. And every time I try to do something to make you happy. And then I continue doing that with my wife, with my husband, with my children, with my boss, with my in-laws, with everyone. Because it got created that time.
Finally, who's happy?
Yeah. My entire life is a struggle of having to keep on trying to make people happy, because I'm scared they'll stop talking to me, they will punish me, they are offended with me. I live under that pressure all my life. This is one of the reasons for low self-esteem.
So sad that we have so many belief systems. I've read this in one of my film studios. Life is a struggle.
Yeah, belief system.
We pick up what we want, and do you think that's also a kind of an addiction to be unhappy?
Every time I create a particular thought, it secretes hormones in the body. So every time I'm angry, I secrete those particular hormones of adrenaline in the body. If today you think I will not get angry, your body is going to show some withdrawal symptoms for some time. Yes, it does.
Better have some adrenaline.
No, it does. If you see people, they look for reasons to get angry. They will have to find something so that they get their daily dose.
Ah, at last.
Yes, it's a big relief after they've shouted at someone or, been that aggressive, loud person with someone. They get their dose. So it does have an impact on the body. So when I try to change my belief system, for some time I'm going to feel very uneasy. For a few days, it's like giving up an addiction. Anger is an addiction. Even being hurt is an addiction. People like to cry.
I just used that word addiction. I thought I was just joking,
No,
kind
it's
of
an
an
addiction. If I find nothing to cry about today, I can just sit back and press the rewind button, take out any file from the past, cry for some time, and then, okay, fine, now let's get back to work.
That's what we learn in our acting classes. We call it emotional memory.
See, the situation's not existing right now.
I relive it.
I am able to create the emotion even without the situation being there. So who's creating the emotions?
I.
So when the situation was there, who was creating the emotions?
I.
But I kept blaming the situation.
Now
Any situation.
Let's analyze this. Now if I do it again, I have no reason to say.
The situation doesn't exist.
So this is a proof.
Yes. And this, everyone's gone through this experience, not only you while you're acting. Any of us, we just have to sit back and press the rewind button. But very important to learn from this is, I create my feelings and emotions, not the situation, and I have the capacity to create it even without the situation being there. That's how powerful the mind is.
You know, somewhere the word responsibility was troubling me. You know, I honestly, if there was some other word, probably I would have learnt what you said in earlier or easily. When the moment you said responsibility, there was a screen. Oh, I'm not going to be responsible. So we can try to use, I'm responsible for my feelings. I think we should...
I'm the creator of my feelings.
Much better, because responsibility means...
Heavy.
Now, people run away. Nobody wants to take responsibility.
That's because they feel we already have so many, now one more. I am responsible for my wife, for my children, for my colleagues, for society, now my own responsibility also. Someone else has to be responsible for me. This is again a belief system. I am responsible for...
all the good things which have happened.
And also for the not some of the good things that have happened. We are responsible because we were creating them. The right ones and also the not so right ones. Both were created by us. So keep on checking belief systems. It's the most interesting game we can play in the whole day, to check our belief systems. There are so many. Like you said, life is a struggle. If I create this belief system, life is a struggle, how would my thoughts be?
I'm in a jail.
Life is a game. Life is a
tied.
competition. Life is a competition. Right from nursery we are teaching a child, competition hai, competition hai, competition hai. Where is the competition?
Life is not a bed of roses full of thorns.
So as will be the belief system, so will be the thoughts, and so will be the destiny that my life will be a bed of thorns.
So if you keep thinking what you have been thinking, you will be getting
What you have been getting.
So change the
Thinking.
thought and the thinking,
And everything will
to go
change.
down below to change the thinking. Just give me the first step.
Change the belief system.
That we understood because
And because
I'm
belief
losing my
system-
health and I'm losing everything.
Belief system is the core. It's the core behind everything. We need to play with this for a few days and see how many belief systems are working on us.
How do I replace a belief system?
You can go backwards. Your health is bad. The doctor says it's because of stress. So you go backwards. What was my belief system? Stress is natural in today's world. Change the belief system. Peace is natural. I don't know about the world, but peace is my nature. Change the belief system. Change the way I think. Change the way I work. Destiny is changed.
So, if I understand that originality, my origin,
The consciousness.
my consciousness is peace. Only one word.
Absolutely.
Forget happiness or knowledge or bliss, extra, all the seven. If peace.
One word.
Will the whole day be different?
Absolutely. But you have to remember it the whole day.
Okay. That will try to find maybe every time I see a red light, or every time I see a traffic jam, or every time something wrong happens, I'm going to remember this. Everybody can, or put in the telephone, in the phones, beep 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 after every 1 hour to say I am a peaceful
being,
soul,
yes.
or a peaceful being. You said in your meditation to go back to what?
The core that
So where is it? Where do I go from here to here?
when we think, where is it that we're thinking? Do you look for your thoughts here? Do you feel I'm thinking too much? I'm thinking too much. So it's here in the center of the forehead. We visualize ourselves as a tiny point of being, like a little star, if that becomes easier.
Okay, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Let's do some meditation.
Let me look at myself, the operator of this machine, the operating system, my deep belief systems. Let me just check one of them today. Peace is my original nature. Peace is who I am. Peace is the core of my personality. I am a peaceful being. Let me look at myself driving to work, stuck in the traffic jam. Nothing seems to be moving. I'm getting late for an important meeting. But sitting there, I create one thought. Peace is my nature. My every thought, word and action comes from this core of my personality. And that is, I am a peaceful being. There can be chaos outside, turmoil and turbulence. But I, at the core, am absolutely peaceful, untouched, stable, in control. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Anger is needed to get work done. We have lived with this belief system and teach our children to grow up with the same. We like people to deal with us with love because each of us is a loveful being. So everyone around us would like the same. Every time we use anger as the tool, we experience the negative energy as we give it to them. They get hurt and their vibrations travel to us, so we get more than we give. Our responsibility is to take care of ourselves, then people, and then get the work done. Let's try a new belief system. Love is needed to get work done. If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajyoga meditation center, call us on 099 99 744 555.
Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Ye Dwani Mangal Dwani hai. Om Shanti Om. This sound is a sacred sound. Om Shanti.